We're going live a minute and 45 seconds early. Why the hell not? And as you guys can probably see, it's way brighter in here than it normally is because Alexander bought me a new projector. It's like bright. I can turn on the lights and I can still see it over there. In fact, let me shine a light a little bit more on myself over here so I don't look all shadowy. How you guys doing? We're gonna wait for things to get a little bit more crowded in here before I really begin. But before I start, look at this freaking thing. Park Tool sent me a whole bunch of stuff. This beer bottle and wine bottle opener. First of all, it's beautiful. It's got like it's all anodized and machined and everything. But who's drinking wine in a bike shop? Like who's ever gonna use this in a bike shop? And again, it's beautiful, but I just find it hilarious because in bike shops, it's all about the beer, and that's what I'm gonna use it for right now, to crack one open, and it seems to work very well for that. But I thought that was funny. It looks so awesome on my bench. So how about that single speed hardtail video? You guys were skeptical. You guys were really skeptical. Like 70% of you said you wanted 11 speed, and now everybody in the comments is like, "This is the greatest." Wow, the chat's going way too fast for me to see what's going on here, but yeah, they love it. Super sweet. Hey, let me show you guys it, cause it's super filthy and gnarly from the video. Let's see if I can bring the camera over here without screwing everything up. So I'm keeping it up here for now. This is always going to be up for grabs. Hey, DTEV Canting, thank you very much. A lot of people were asking about the chain tension. It's like dead perfect. It's like if you had a slotted dropout and you wanted to set the chain tension, that's exactly how it would be. Somebody was asking me if I'm gonna saw off the derailleur hanger, and I think I'm committed. I think this is here to stay. I think I'm taking this thing off. Maybe we'll even do it tonight. Well, who knows? Depending on whether I can stay focused. Hey, Vice, how was your day, Seth? My day has been awesome. Thank you. How was yours? All right, so back to the task at hand. I've got a new bike over here, and it's like, how is it new bike day right now? How is that even possible? It seems like every day I'm getting a new bike, but this is my job. I'm going to show you guys bikes and ride bikes and stuff. To be perfectly honest, I don't really know what bike this is. I mean, I know sort of what bike it is, but I don't know whether it's a full suspension, whether it's a hardtail, what kind of parts are on it. I don't know what color it is. I have no idea what to expect in there. The only thing I know about it is that it's a fat bike. And the reason that I have a fat bike here is because it snowed like crazy in Asheville a few weeks ago. And I was talking to Diamondback and I said, we're long overdue for a fat biking video. Like way long overdue. And so we decided I'm just gonna build up a fat bike, get it dialed, ready to send, and the next time it snows, I'm gonna drop whatever project I'm doing and I'm gonna make a fat biking video. So today we're gonna put it together, we're gonna take a look at it, and then it's gonna kinda go off to the side until it snows. And that's basically the plan. Ozzy Brooks, thank you very much, and Alex Taylor, thank you guys. Speaking of people sending me stuff, I got a lot of really cool stuff. It's around the holidays, like everybody's getting in on it. Saris sent me this cool like towel, I guess, to wipe your sweat off with. I got cards, hand up, always really good with sending me some winter gloves. My patron Jeremy gave me a card and a gift card, super cool. And one of the things that I found to be the most special, Stuart Hall sent me this huge piece of steel that he cut on his plasma cutter. It says Kitsuma, which is one of my favorite trails in Black Mountain. And this is going on the wall in the shop permanently forever. Like, this thing is it's so heavy. Like, if I dropped this on my foot, I wouldn't be able to ride for like 2 weeks. So this is super, super awesome. Before we really get started, Patrick's Wonderful World of Fishing. Thank you very much. Thank you all you guys. Camera Cuber, thank you. Downhill, thank you guys. I was watching the last stream and I was so overwhelmed with all the super chats that I was almost getting like frustrated and short of temper, and I lost my train of thought, and I lost the task at hand. And in some of these live streams, there's like 3,000 of you in here, and I have to keep you all entertained. So the days of me paying huge attention to the super chats are over. I'm gonna try and give equal attention to the main chat, the super chat, keep everybody entertained and keep everybody engaged. I don't have Alexander here today to help me with this. So the days of spending a couple of minutes on every like $2 or $3 super chat are over. That's not due to my greed. It's more like there's 3,000 people here and I have to keep them all entertained. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's in this freaking box here. Over here it is 5:30 in the afternoon. Oh, here's another thing. Whenever I open up a new bike, I take out tools and I keep grabbing tools. I tried to get all the tools that I'm going to need today to put together this bike and put them right here. And I want to make sure I have everything. I have a razor blade to get the box open. There's always some kind of plastic wrap on the bike, so I have my scissors. The most common Allen key sizes. Phillips head screwdriver. And a shock pump. And I think, for the most part, that's enough to get everything open. Hey, Chris, thank you. Do I miss my Release 3? I don't really miss it because the carbon one feels exactly the same. It's just got a better ride. So, yeah, I think it's a good bike to get. I think the Alloy Release 3 is a really, really good buy because it's essentially the same bike as this, just not carbon. And Simon, thank you very much. Whatever 1,000 HUF is, thank you very much. And Henrik, thank you. I'm definitely gonna keep those videos coming. Let's get this freaking box open, guys. I'm not gonna be like Alex making you wait like 2 hours. We gotta get this show on the road. So you can see this is a huge ass box. This is a really big box. Because, well, I assume it's got a fat bike in it. And I'm gonna be just as surprised as you guys, because like I said, I don't really know what's in here. You know, all I know is that it's a fat bike. Dirt scooter vid. No, I don't even know what a dirt scooter is. Let's get this thing open. Oh, dirty scooter vid. Will I ever get a downhill bike? Probably not. Maybe in the future. Downhill bikes are only good for going downhill, and that's why I take trail bikes to downhill parks, is I like to be able to apply everything I learned on the trail on the trails that I ride most. Hey, thank you, Monster Vlogster. Alright, like most of these Diamondback bikes, it comes with a little care package with all your manuals and everything. And then there's this big one, this big box that goes to the top. Get that out of there. Oh my god. This thing is giant. Let's see what we got in here. Camden. Thank you, you're in New Hampshire. You haven't been able to bike because of single digit temperature. I heard it's, I say you should mountain bike year round, and I know that there are people in the coldest parts of the world that mountain bike year round, but they're talking about record breaking lows all over the country, so I don't blame you guys for being inside. So all we got here is a torque wrench, and we have some pedals. Very cool. I like that these bikes come with some platform pedals to get you going. And these are better than just get you going platform pedals. They actually have replaceable pins. So, pretty cool. Make sure I don't knock over my gear. Hey, somebody Maz turned in a Trek 4300 into a single speed. That is awesome. That is really awesome. That's something I never did with my Trek. Okay, it's time to lift this bad boy out of here. Biking with Panda. When's the Panda Park edition to Burn Creek open? That's going to be late January because I have to go to a friend's wedding next week. Then I got to come back. I got a couple of things I got to do. And I'm actually going to be doing an addition to Burn Creek. Don't get too excited. You guys will see. It's going to be awesome. All right, we got a saddle and a seat post. Let's get this out of here so that we don't crowd up the garage with pieces of cardboard. And reactive mountain biking, you were normally an admin. What happened? There you go. And downhill, let's go. You live in Germany and you have a sick channel? If any of you guys are looking for some viewing material after the chat, check them out. All right. All right, let's lift this puppy out of here. Let me get all these pieces here out of the way. Let me move the camera back so you can see what's going on. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to be just as surprised as you guys are. All things considered, this is not that heavy. Whoa. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Oh boy. This is a little more than I bargained for here. Holy crap, look at these forks. This fork, Bluto. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I might have to send a North Shore drop with this before I take it out in the snow. Hey, Max Harrington, thank you very much. This is ridiculous. Okay. All right, I'm going to point the camera down so you can see this getting unpacked here. Maddox, I don't know what a Boardman mountain bike is, but thank you. And Mountain Nick. Monte Sano in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm going to get down to Alabama soon. Thank you, by the way. I'll definitely get out to Alabama, but I don't have a calendar of when I'm going to ride what. I just kind of make things happen. For most of the winter, I'm not really going to focus on traveling places at all. I'm going to try and get back to classic sets, bike hacks kind of stuff, hacks videos, doing goofy stuff, challenges. I'm going to try and just kind of solo ride and explore around here and get back to my roots. I think I lost a little bit of that. So the traveling is not really going to be a big thing for a while. So when you guys ask me when I'm going to be someplace, the answer is generally, I don't know. Oh my goodness, this is a freaking problem right here. I'm gonna get into trouble on this. Okay, this is a huge freaking fat bike. What am I getting myself into? Oh my goodness. And the wobbly biker, we don't often see Diamondback bikes in the UK. Yeah, Diamondback bikes in North America, like kind of United States brand. But I hope you guys in the UK and in the rest of the world can still enjoy the videos. I'm positive that there are similar bikes in a different brand where you come from. These videos are for everybody, whether you have Diamondback by you or not. Lots of new bike stuff I gotta get off of here. Let me free up this wheel. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this wheel. Good luck riding that. All right. All right, let's take a look. Where's Drama? Drama's inside with his mom. Wow, this is surprisingly light. Maybe just because it's so big. and not that heavy. It just feels like this is a Diamondback El Oso. Definitely a pretty serious fat bike, being that it comes with a Bluto on it. This is a Kenda tire. How wide is this? This is a 4.5, 26 by 4.5. This is no joke, guys. Ryder, thank you very much. Downhill Let's Go says it's 12:43 in Germany. That's 12:43 at night, I guess, because you guys are ahead. All right, let's get all this crap off of the bike. Let's build it up. Let's build this freaking thing. You know what? Let me get this on the stand. I'm doing this like a freaking noob right here on the floor. First things first, get this reflector off of here. I don't dick around with screwdrivers when I'm trying to do things quickly. Screwdrivers are for, I don't know, that's some like 1800s crap. It's the 21st century now. All right, let's get this up here so we can really build it. Oh, you wish there was a Seth's Bike Hacks for road bikes. Hey, if you've never seen my series with Alexander where we bike packed to Key West, that is a sort of a road biking video. Not like a training road biking video, but like we were getting into trouble on road bikes. So definitely check out that Bike Packing to Key West series if you're into road biking. I got nothing against road biking. I used to do a lot of road biking, but you know what? Road biking is too dangerous for me. I am scared to road bike. If I'm going down, it's going to be on the trails. All right. So this is what we got going on here. All I have to do is put on the pedals and the handlebars and the front wheel, and we're done. This is going to be cake. Hey, Excursion, thanks, dude. Huntsville, Alabama in the house. Come ride. You guys are so close by. I don't know why I haven't been to Alabama yet. There are good trails in Alabama. And Mountain Nick, your solo stuff was always the best anyway. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. You know when my videos get dull is when I get too overwhelmed with traveling and doing things outside of the channel. When I have some time where I'm just focused and I get into a routine, that's when the videos get really good, and that's what I'm trying to do is just focus. Just focus and get back to the old stuff. I want to spend a considerable amount of time at the skate park to the point where I can actually progress, where I can actually learn new stuff that I've never done before at the skate park on that single speed over there. So that's going to be really fun. All right, so we actually have some gears up front here, and you know what? Most of the time, I don't really like 2x or 3x, but you know what? I'm gonna need all the help I can get pedaling this thing, so I'm probably gonna definitely be dropping down into that granny gear. Bill Coolis, you got me into biking. I lost 60 pounds and counting. Finally got myself a Mission 2 thanks to you. Dude, that's like a whole kid that you lost. That's amazing. If I had anything to do with that, then I feel very, very grateful. And yeah, congratulations, Bill. That's a success story right there. Oh my goodness, this is insane. I think I'm going to use this more than just for snow biking. This is just a crazy bike. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Got my trusty Allen key. Come to Germany, we have 6 trails. I'm sure you do. Thank you. What the hell was I gonna, I was gonna take this reflector off of here. Man, you know what? You guys know that I'm not like really serious about safety. Like I'll ride without knee pads, and I should set a better example. I'm not serious about safety, but one area where I take reflectors off of bikes, like habitually, And I don't even think it's a matter of safety. I think it's a matter of littering. You take a bike on the trail with reflectors, and the reflectors are just going to become plastic garbage out on the trail. So if you're really using a bike for mountain biking, and you're going to be riding in the road, hook up some lights or something to it. I take the reflectors right off. They're no good. But legally, the bikes have to be sold with them, at least in the box. Jack's asking me, the real question is Fox or RockShox. I haven't fully decided. I usually like RockShox better, but on my Mission Pro, I really got the Fox fork dialed, and it felt really, really good. So it's a toss-up. I don't bill myself as an expert in that matter. Let's get the reflector off of this wheel. And what the hell? Let's get this wheel on the bike so we can see what a beast it is. I wish I had enough daylight left here to send the North Shore drop for you guys, but I'm going to have to do that another day. I'll tell you what, I'll post it on Instagram. If I feel up to sending the North Shore drop tomorrow on this big freaking fat bike. Oh man. Oh, reflector garbage all over my shop. Alright, proper hub with through axles. This is awesome. RockShox Bluto. I've probably seen one, but this is like my first time really examining a RockShox Bluto. Pretty cool. Cinnabons 2009, thank you very much. All right. Let's get this on here. So you would think that this is like insanely heavy and really hard for me to deal with, but it's not that bad. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. I'll grease that up later. Wow, this is really easy to tighten, this axle. A lot of people saying that I inspired them. I'm really glad to hear that. You missed my super chat. I don't think I missed anybody's super chat. If you're just joining me now in the stream and you weren't at the beginning, I did say that the days of dropping everything to attend to $1 and $2, $3 super chats is over, because again, it's not because of greed, it's not because I want everybody to leave more, it's because these like, how many people do we have? We have 3,000 people in here right now. Like, because one person pays $1, I can't drop everything and attend to them. I have to stay focused on the task at hand. And I think most of the people in the main chat would agree with that. So I appreciate the super chats and everything, and I love you guys, and of course I like making money, but I do these live streams to get some content out that I don't want to spend time making a video on. And if you leave me $20 or something, yeah, of course I'm gonna go and talk to you and everything, but I can't drop everything every 2 seconds because it's not fair to everybody else that's in there. And if you watch a live stream by any other big YouTubers, you'll see it's the same thing, because at a certain point it gets just too big. Downhill, let's go. Should I switch to tubeless? Yes, you should absolutely switch to tubeless. You won't get flats anymore. Tubeless is, I would say, the biggest advancements in mountain biking over the last couple of decades were, wow, almost the last 3 decades now. The suspension fork, tubeless, and the dropper post. That's, in my opinion, the things that have made the biggest difference. Dropper posts changed everything. The geometry you see now on bikes are based on the fact that they're going to have a dropper post. So, how about that? What's your opinion on the Diamondback Overdrive? Check out my video on it from like a week and a half ago. Does tubeless work for BMX? It does. Last I checked, it does not, but I haven't really been messing around with modern BMX bikes lately. With a BMX, you pump the tires up so much that you don't really need tubeless. The whole point of tubeless is to protect against pinch flaps. That's the main thing it protects against. So yeah, I don't think it does. Lewis, thank you. And coming to Scotland, yeah, I definitely know there's good trails in Scotland. If I get up to the UK, I'm going to definitely try and hit Scotland. Thank you. Alright, let's get these handlebars on. And then this bike is almost complete. We just have pedals. And then we can really examine it, maybe take it for a spin around the garage. Okay, what is happening here? Something got twisted up here. Something got twisted up. Does this go... I'm going to have to take off that shifter and mess with it to get the cable to lay the right way because something got moved around here. Man, the main chat goes so fast these days that I would really like to engage more, but it goes the other way. This handlebars around. No, I know what you mean. Like, it's easy to twist the handlebars around, but the handlebars are actually right. There's just one cable that's sort of twisted up here. So yeah, I'm well aware that when you put together a bike, you've got to get the handlebars right. Let me only hold one of these bolts at the same time. I'm doing too many things at once. Is slopestyle worth it, or is a dirt jumper better? I personally would just get a dirt jumper. If you have a slopestyle course by you that you just ride all the time, like constantly, then yeah, get a slopestyle bike. But it's sort of like, hey, is it worth getting a downhill bike or I get a trail bike? Yeah, if you ride park every day, you should get a downhill bike. If you ride some dirt jumps and you ride at skate parks and stuff like that, and you use your dirt jumper for a lot of things, then get a dirt jumper. If you have a slopestyle course to ride like all the time, then you can justify it. So it's all about what you ride. Fat bikes are bikes named after me. So for those of you who are just joining me, I'll do a little review here as to why I have this fat bike here. I was talking to Diamondback and we got into the discussion of like, I'm way overdue for a fat bike video. I've never really done, I mean, aside from the fat ripper and stuff, I don't know if I would say that technically counts as a fat bike video, because it's so weird. Yeah, I'm overdue for a fat bike video. So this bike is gonna get put together, it's gonna be dialed, it's gonna be ready to rock, and then the next time it snows, I'm going to drop everything I'm doing, and this is going to be the project that I spend time on. I got to figure out why these bolts aren't going in straight here. I've got to jack this around. Hey! Cinnabons 2009, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too. That is awesome. I wish you would have sent me a longer message so I could spend some time on it. That's friggin' awesome. Ryan Smith says, you're much better at opening boxes than Alex. I joined 22 minutes in and it's practically built. Yeah, I like to move things along. I think Alex and I are different in that way. Alex likes to take his time with things, enjoy life, stop and smell the roses. I'm kind of all business when it comes to a lot of things. Josh Frank, shout out to late Hanukkah money. Thanks, dude. And Crystal Gear Gaming, I want to go tubeless. Can any bike be made tubeless? That's a, dude, Cinnabons 2000, just another $50 mic drop? What happened, dude? What happened? Thank you. What happened? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Cinnabons. Are you one of my patrons? You could have gotten like 50 years worth of Vimeo videos and uncensored videos on Patreon for that. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Cinnabons 2009. I guess you weren't born in 2009. I wonder what the 2009 stands for. Raymond, Happy New Year to you and your family. Thanks, dude. And Austin Stebbings, a mic drop. Okay, time for me to actually look at this stem and tighten this on fully. The longest handlebar installation ever in history, because I'm doing quite a few things at once here. How the hell? $100 in two $50 super chats. That is, you must really like my videos. That's the type of stuff I think about though when I'm out there making videos. I'm like, all the positive comments from people and all the super chats. I feel like there's a purpose to it all. Joshua, Salt Lake City and bike with me. Some of the best trails in the world are all short drives. I'm definitely going back to Salt Lake City. I went through Salt Lake City to get to Moab one time, and I was just looking around me, just snow-capped mountains everywhere, and I was like, oh my goodness, this place is no joke. And I think, what is it, 6 o'clock here in New York, in Asheville? All right, so we got the handlebars on, we got the front wheel on. This thing's all twisted up. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to. I see what I did. So somebody mentioned that these are on the wrong side, but so here's the thing. These cables, this cable should come off of this side, and this cable is just all twisted up. But there's no way to twist the handlebars to make this happen because it would have to go through here. So I'm gonna take these grips off and I'm just gonna organize the bars myself because that stuff is really important to me. Maybe I did screw something up, who knows? But I'm gonna bring it over here. So actually, let me turn the bike like this so I can look at the camera. All right. You should make a Drama of the Trail Dog Part 2. I'm gonna have to ask Drama about that. Thank you. Lewis, a fat bike with front suspension. Seth, that's weird. And what do you think about Specialized? Is it good? And when are you planning to come to Scotland? I am not planning to come to Scotland. Eventually I'll make it there, but right now I have no plans. I don't have any plans to go anywhere. My calendar is completely blank, and I'm going to be focusing on making old-fashioned style Seth bike hacks videos moving forwards. Rice, hope your next riding year will be incredible. You've been such an inspiration to me, and I hope one day to see you from Wales. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much. All right, let's get these lock-on grips off. Let's get these shifters and stuff off, and let's organize in the way we want. So you asked if Specialized is any good. Yeah, Specialized makes some pretty good bikes. Yeah, I mean, most brands make pretty good bikes. It just depends on which bike you get. They have beginner bikes and they have better bikes. You can spend $9,000 on a Specialized if you want. So that's gonna be a really good bike. Not sure where my little bigger tri-tool went. I'm gonna have to improvise here. Chris Litton, thank you very much. A mic drop. No message, just here's $20 and thank you. Hell yeah, Chris. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Maybe I'll get tacos with that. And a lot of people asking me opinion on certain brands of bikes that I've never heard of. Saracen bikes. Crystal Gear Gaming. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have bought my first mountain bike. Thank you, Seth. I'm looking forward to everything to come in the future. Well, thank you. Best wishes to you as well. All right. All right, let's, okay, this one is in the right place. This one I feel like, don't you feel like when a shifter is on the left, the cable should come around the right? That's how I feel. I'm going to see how it looks if I do that. Eli Pachel, hey Seth, I just got back from a ride at a local trail in Charlotte, North Carolina. I love to ride in Asheville and I love to ride the trails in Pisgah. I have family up here and I would love to see you come down to Charlotte. Thanks, Eli. I'm coming to Charlotte. That is definitely happening because that place is only 2 hours away. And I will be either going to the Whitewater Center or someplace with some jumps or something. Someplace where it would be fun to meet up with fans and stuff. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This feels a lot better to me, having the cable coming up this side. I like that a hell of a lot better than I did before. Let's take this off. It just drives me nuts having cables on the same side. Thank you again, Eli. That's very generous of you. If something's on the right side of my bars, I want it to come off the left side of the bike. If something's on the left side of my bars, I want it to come off the right side of the bike so the cable makes a nice big bend. So that's just important to me. I'm a little bit anal when it comes to this stuff. Let me snip these zip ties. I don't know why I am doing all this stuff while in the middle of a live stream. All these little adjustments, but screw it. I'm gonna. Why not? Set it up right. Do it once and do it right. Are any of you guys like really picky about cable routing and cable management? Because I am. It'll bother me to no end. Things all twisted up. I will freak out if the cables are wrong. You are so greasy. Yeah, I am. I've been out in the garage all day and I'm like a swarthy, like, I don't even know what nationality I am. I'm like 20 different nationalities mixed into one. I'm like Russian, Polish, Turkish, Spanish, like a million things. So I probably got some kind of greasy Mediterranean stuff mixed in with that. Okay, so this is my right shifter, so I want it to come up from the left side of the bike. Can you turn an externally routed cable into an internal? Yeah, sure. If the bike has internal cable routing, the bike has to have the holes in the kind of routing points. That is what it comes down to. Okay. I'm going to take everything off these bars and just really do this from scratch. I see what they were trying to do here, whoever built up this bike, but I want to do it different because that's what I'm about. How much slime do you put in your tires? About 4 ounces, but to be honest, I just eyeball it. I think they recommend on a 27.5, like, you know, nice high volume mountain bike tire, about 4 ounces. And a lot, this has been something going around in the comments lately that I want to clarify. This stuff, this slime tubeless sealant, this is not the stuff you see at the auto parts store. If you get the stuff at the auto parts store, you put it in your bike, that's bad news. It's a different formula. This stuff, you can only get this at bike shops or online. This is tubeless sealant. It's not the tube sealant that you put inside your inner tubes or inside a car tire. That's totally different. Hey, I definitely, somebody mentioned Ray's mountain bike park in the main comments. That is someplace I definitely want to go. And from what I understand, Ray is in pretty bad shape. There's a GoFundMe for him up there. Like he got injured, and that sucks because Ray's a cool guy. I've met him, and I definitely want to check out his bike park. Let's see here. Eli, Seth, I actually got back from the Whitewater Center. It was awesome, and there were some nice gap jumps. I'm 14, by the way. You really inspired me. Check out my channel. Thanks. Dude, thank you so much. I can only imagine how long you worked for $30 at 14 years old. That's amazing. I'm definitely going to the Whitewater Center. For $30, you could have been part of my Patreon for like almost 3 years. I only charge $1 a month, and that's where I post all my group rides and everything. So when I come to the Whitewater Center, I will definitely be posting it on Patreon. Okay, so this cable will cross over here and go to this side of the bike. Looking good. I'm probably going to end up having to take these back off because I forgot whether the friggin' the brake levers go on first, don't they? Damn it. They look like they go on first. Guys, I'm a clown. I'm not like a real bike mechanic. Bear with me. How old are you? I'm 32. 32 years old. Too old to be dicking around at skate parks. Actually, that's nonsense. No such thing as being too old to dick around at a skate park. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. This hose is just kinked up like crazy because it was twisted the other way, and it's cold in here. If it was warm in here, the hose would probably just lay flat out and nice, and I could bend it whichever way I want, but yeah. Not today. Not today. Okay. That goes on that side. This goes on this side. Alright, I'm already feeling better about this. Stuart Hall. Hey Seth, thanks for all the great videos. I'm shooting for release 3. Can't wait. I can't wait for you. That sounds awesome. What the hell did I do here? Guys, I'm a clown. I'm not a real bike mechanic. You can have all the tools in the world and not have any freaking clue how to work on a bicycle. Okay. Eli Poole, hey Seth, I'm soon to get my dad's Giant Trance Advance 2, and it is 1-buy on it, and everything else is stock except for the pedals. What other upgrades would you add? Love the vids. P.S. I'm 14. So, at 14, I'm going to assume that you don't have much of a budget to work with when it comes to upgrades. So my recommendation is to wait till you break something before you get anything new on the bike. You're gonna break stuff. You probably have a different riding style from your dad, and you might find out that the wheels aren't strong enough, or you might find out that you need bigger brake rotors or something like that. So I would wait to ride it before you start doing upgrades. It's exciting when you get a new bike. It's really exciting to, damn, I twisted this all up. I gotta put this someplace else. It's really exciting to put new stuff on the bike, but be patient. You will break things, and then you will have a much better idea of what to put on the bike. Guys, I'm doing 2 things at once here. Attending to this chat and working on this bike, and if you've ever seen me do that before, you know that I make millions of mistakes and fumble all over the place when I do these things. I'm not a multitasker, so I have been taking these things on and off the bike like a million times to try and get them right the way I want them to be. So I hope it's entertaining watching me just like with 2 thumbs here. Eli, I just got a Diamondback Rockhopper 2017 and love it. A Diamondback Rockhopper? Are you sure it's not a Specialized Rockhopper? And love it. Thanks so much for inspiring all of us. Thank you, Eli. And I don't know what your username is, but thank you. Thanks for the info and inspiration, Seth. Greetings from the Netherlands. That's another place I would like to visit. Okay, now we got everything coming off the opposite end of the bike, so I'm going to start zip tying this stuff up. Should I use crazy colored zip ties? Or no, I'm going to use blue zip ties. They're not exactly the same blue as the bike, but they're blue enough. I'm sure all of you guys have seen my... Whoa! Cinnabon, smash it, baby! What happened? What happened? First a 50, and then 100? You're just throwing it down. Cinnabons, thank you so... I wish there was something I could do. I wish there was something I could do for you. I wish there was some kind of a request, except for smash it. I will most definitely smash it. This bike is definitely gonna get smashed. What just happened here? What happened? Cinnabons, you gotta demand something from me next time. This is like, holy crap! I feel bad that I can't even do anything for you. You know what? For everybody else, because of you, I'm gonna run the stream a little bit longer tonight. Because that's a huge super chat. So yeah, if I can't do something for you, I'll do something for everyone else, and I will run this stream a little bit longer. So cheers to you. Hey, a few requests already in the main chat for some raw riding. So my patrons got a raw edit last night. Was it last night or was it the night before? My patrons got a raw edit, and they loved it. I got so many comments on it, and everybody was super stoked. It was basically footage from the video that, you know, my single speed video, but there was a lot of extra bonus stuff, and it was all in a row. I did it like sort of consecutively, like by time. And yeah, they loved it. So if you want to see raw edits, you could definitely, guys, these cables, I'm probably going to have to do a little bit more than just this stream to get these cables looking the way I want. I'm probably going to have to cut some of these cables down. I don't know what I'm doing here. Hey Seth, I was wondering if you had any tips for someone starting a mountain bike channel. Also, you mentioned drifting cars before, so favorite car and what you use to drift. Awesome, Fatty. So I made a joke about drifting cars. I don't drift cars. I'm not into cars at all. I dislike driving. It's something that I try to just do to get to a mountain bike trail. So I was actually making a joke about Adam LZ, who's a BMX YouTuber who basically he used to have a BMX channel and now it's like a car drifting channel. And everybody makes fun of him for quitting BMX, but he actually had a lot of good reasons to kind of stop doing it so much. Kind of the industry and pro riders just basically being dicks to him because he got famous through YouTube. Kind of messed up because he was really good. But yeah, so he drifts cars now. But I'm personally not interested in cars at all. Although I used to work on them for a living. But thank you. You were asking for tips on starting a mountain bike channel. So, too many tips to give all in one live stream right now, but I'm planning on making a video on it, and I'll give you one really, really big tip, and that's don't underestimate how much work it's going to be. And that may seem like a BS tip, like that's not really going to help me. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but really sit there and think about it. Do not estimate how much work it's going to be to start a YouTube channel, especially a point of view YouTube channel, like a Lone Ranger or a Nate Hills or a BKXC. Like, do not underestimate how much work it's going to be and how expensive it's going to be to keep it going. Because if you do, you're going to find yourself very, very unprepared. That is the biggest piece of advice I could give you. And anybody else who's been building their YouTube channel will agree that that is one of the biggest pieces of advice that you could get. It'll save you a lot of time. Okay, cables are looking a little bit better, but I'm going to have to shorten some of these to really make it. I'm not going to do that on the live stream. I'm just going to put the grips back on, get the pedals on, and do some bunny hops here in the garage. Eli says, sorry, I meant specialized rock hopper. Full smash. Yeah, I kind of figured that. HDMI mini rod. What should I do if I spray WT-40 on disc brakes? Okay, real talk. You spray WD-40 on your disc brakes, you got a little bit of a problem on your hands. You're gonna have to take the disc off. You don't have to take it off. I guess you could just clean it with alcohol, but you have to scrub the crap out of that disc with alcohol and just replace your brake pads. Just replace them. Just get new ones. You could take the brake pads off and like boil them in water or something. I've heard that trick, but just get new ones because they're ruined. I wish I had better news for you. Adino, hi from Italy. Love your videos. Thanks, dude. And Morgan Taylor from the UK. Did you miss my last chat? Can I be mod? Morgan, I don't... Let's see up here. I don't see you up here. But yeah, Morgan, I'll make you mod. If you're modding for me, you're doing me a huge favor. Keep in the chat. What's the weight of that fatty? You know what? That's a really good question. Why don't we find out? Once I'm done putting it together, we're going to find out. All right, focus. Focus. Cut the zip ties. We're going to focus, and we're going to get this done. Cut the zip ties. Put the grips back on. All right, there goes a bar end. We won't pay that any mind for now. Put the grips back on. We're focusing. Tighten the grips. I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm going to finish this task so that we can enjoy a fat bike, so that we can weigh it, we can see how it feels, we can examine it. Tighten the grips. I shouldn't have gotten into all this cable management stuff on the super chat. I've got problems, guys. I need to work on these things. Okay, and tighten all the stuff on the cockpit. That angle looks pretty good. I like my shifters free and clear of the handlebars. And I can always dial it in tomorrow because I'm probably going to wake up and want to send this off of the North Shore drop. Because why not? Why wouldn't I do that? Obviously, I'm going to take this off the North Shore drop. Obviously. I'm still going to send it. All right. That's a lot of spacers right there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to... Well, actually, I'm short. I might keep those spacers there because I want to bring the bars kind of up closer to me. Could you shave twice a day if you wanted? Yes. I could definitely shave twice a day if I wanted to. I shaved this morning. And I have, as soon as I can get a few freaking weeks without visitors or without having to go someplace, I'm going to make another 10 bike hacks video. I have a list. I have it all ready to go. I got it all freaking ready to go. Manus K40, do you have any interest in motorcycles? I've never thought about it, so I guess I don't have any interest in motorcycles. That's not to say that I wouldn't have interest in motorcycles. I've just never even thought about it. Alexander and I spoke about dirt bikes not too long ago, and our conversation, we pretty much had the same consensus, is that anything we try, whether it's mountain biking or some other sport, we get way into. If I got into dirt biking, I would suffer catastrophic injuries because I would get way into it. I would start taking jumps. I would start taking bigger jumps, and then I would just injure myself. And not to say that it wouldn't be worth it, but I want to be able to keep making videos. So for everybody else's benefit, I should probably not get into motorcycles and dirt bikes because it would be a good way to get really, really hurt. You can go so huge, so freaking huge on dirt bikes. Ah. All right. Would you rather have a badly set up high-end bike or a poorly set up low-end bike? That's one of the questions from the main chats. It's a tough question to answer. I guess it would depend on the future. If you start off with a high-end frame with some kind of not so great parts, you can always make them better in the future. So of course that's what you're going to want to prefer. But if you had to keep it that way, then it depends on how low end and it depends on how high end, you know? It really depends. Monster Vlogster. You spent 2 minutes on a $2 super chat, not fair. You know what it comes down to is it comes down to whether the question is relevant to the chat, whether it's going to benefit everybody. I'll spend just as much time on a question in the main chat if first of all, if I can see it, if it doesn't go by so fast, if I can freaking see the thing. If it's relevant to the conversation and it's going to benefit everybody in the live stream, then I'll spend time on it. That's really how it goes. I don't see how this would be sustainable without me doing it that way. All right. We've got pedals on, we've got handlebars, we got wheels, we got pedals. I'm just pulling these freaking reflectors off, and then we can weigh this thing. Any guesses on how much this weighs? Actually, I shouldn't have said that. You guys are going to go to the freaking website. They probably have a weight on there. Let's see how much it weighs. This is a small. Let's take it down. I'm going to take a guess. 34 pounds. My guess is 34. Actually, I'm going to guess 35. I'm upping it to 35. Yo, big ups for the videos and streams. When you get them in out, check out Medina Bike Park in Tasmania, Australia. Seems like something you'd be into. I'll check that out. I love bike parks. You guys know I love bike parks. 37 pounds, 35, 38, 37. Looks like most people are guessing around what I said. Let's see where we're at here. Hopefully my stand is up high enough. If you guys have watched all my videos, like back to the old ones, this is a fish scale. And I'm going to tell you guys in kilograms and pounds too. So don't worry if you're in any other country besides the United States. I've got your back. I would venture to say that the majority of the people in the chat use kilograms. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay, this is a fish scale. It was $13 on Amazon. And I've been using it for a while. Okay, 37.02 pounds. The 37 on the dot. Let's change the unit to kilograms. 16.78 kilograms. Not bad for a bike so friggin' big. Yeah, 37 pounds, 16.8 kilograms. I'd say we came pretty close. I guessed 36, and a lot of you guys were guessing 37. So this 2x over here, I'm going to be using that granny gear for sure, because I'm going to have to climb like 2,000 feet where I want to ride this thing. Oh, it's like an old downhill bike. I'll tell you what though, I bet you she still sends. I bet you I can take it off the North Shore drop, no problem. No problem. I'm still gonna send it. Let's check this thing out. Let's lower the let's let's hop on it. Is the headset tight? Yeah. Oh wow, this thing feels pretty dialed. Besides the cables. Eli, Seth, I make awesome mountain bike videos and vlogs on my channel. I would love it if you could check it out. I will. Right after the live stream, I'll definitely. Thank you, Eli. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the super chats. And I hope you guys are entertained by getting to unbox a new bike here. I'm sorry I spent all that time on the cables. I truly am. I should have just kind of waited till later for that. Are you planning on making any changes to this bike? Basil. Thank you, Basil. Am I planning on making any changes? Yeah, I'm going to change the length of all the cables so that they all fit together right. And I'm going to remove the dork disc. And for now, that's it. Because I'm waiting for it to snow. I'm going to do a video with this thing, and then I'm going to decide how I feel about fat bikes. But, freak yeah. Look at this thing. Let's drop the saddle down so we can... Well, it's probably can go a lot higher. Okay. Ooh, nice Shimano hydraulic disc brakes. Wow, I got my cockpit all messed up. Oh my god, it's like all cushiony. Oh my goodness. It feels so light, like it doesn't feel like 37 pounds. Oh my god, it's so bouncy. Oh man. Freaking nuts! Oh my god, I'm so sending this off the North Shore drop. Oh my god. This thing feels crazy. You know, because the tires are like balloons, it doesn't feel like it's 37 pounds. I always feel that way when I'm on a fat bike. Eli, the sound of new tires. To the North Shore drop. Everybody's freaking out. Holy crap, let's see if it's still light out. I'm gonna pop the garage open for a second. Oh no, it is pitch black out. Yeah, if it was light out at all, I would be looking to send it off the North Shore drop, but yeah, it is not light out at all. So I guess later on my own time, I'm going to make some changes to these cables because I want them all to kind of be the same length and lay together. I'm pretty picky about that. And on a lot of new bikes, there's extra cable, and that's just the way it is. So I usually spend some time dialing all that in because I'm picky. And I like it to look nice when I look down at it. And then, yeah, the dork disc is another thing. I like taking off the dork disc because sometimes it makes rattling sounds and, you know, it's dorky. But if you have a bike and you're not like, you know, if you don't tune your own derailleur and everything, the dork disc can actually really protect your spokes. It's actually a pretty useful part, but who wants to see how to take off a dork disc? Like, I'll show you how to do it the proper way without trying to get in there with cutters. Does anybody give a crap about that, or you want to do something else? Everybody wants to see how to get off the dork disc. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to take off a dork disc. Let me clean off my bench so that I can bring the camera over, and I will give you guys a lesson in dork disc dishage, and I'll show you what part you need to get in order to do this properly, because you're actually going to need to buy a little something to be able to do this easily and smoothly. Okay, got some space on the bench. Let's pop this rear wheel off. Hey, Daniel F., thank you. Thanks, dude. All right. Lesson in getting rid of your dork disc. Now again, I want to be clear about the dork disc. If you don't know what it does, you should probably not be taking it off, because if your derailleur is tuned improperly, the dork disc is going to keep you from shifting your chain into your spokes and ruining an entire wheel. So if you're taking off your dork disc, it's because you're very sure that your derailleur is tuned properly and you're not really worried about any problems with that. So let's take off this wheel. So anytime you take off a wheel, you should be in the lowest cog or the highest gear. It makes it a little easier to get it on and off. And through axle. Holy crap, this is a monster freaking tire. All right, let's get this off. All right, we got the tire off. Let's bring this over here onto the bench. Show you how to take off the dork disc now. Let's turn this around here. Oh, first of all, check out this monster projector that Alex got me. I still have to tie back all the cables. This projector is huge. The old one was like a quarter of the size of this. I had to actually make a bracket to put it up there. I had to silicone glue a piece of wood to the top. Okay. All right, so first of all, the dork disc. The dork disc is this little piece of plastic here, which on this fat bike, to be honest, it doesn't really show up too much. It doesn't make any rattling sounds. I honestly don't think that this dork disc is negatively affecting this bike in any way. If it wasn't for the fact that I want to show you guys how to remove it, I would probably just leave this on because it would do a service. If the chain were to go up here, it would actually protect the spokes. So, I don't know. I think this is a pretty harmless dork disc. But, back to the task at hand. I'm going to show you how to take it off. So, I'm going to grab the camera handheld for a second here. Okay, so on here, you see this? This is the lock ring on the cassette. And we need a tool to get that off. Specialty tools. Okay, this is what you want right here. It's a cassette tool. A cassette tool is basically, it's got this hex piece that you can use a wrench on, and then this piece fits right in here. Right? So now we're just going to turn this lock ring this way to get it off, right? No, we can't because the cassette turns. It turns around, so we have to keep this thing still. I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me put this back on here. Back on the tripod. Hey, Coverage Dot and Felipe, thank you very much. Thanks both of you guys. All right, so what some people do is they take a bike chain, right? And they put the bike chain around here, and then they put the bike chain in the vise. But they're actually tools that are made for this. One such tool is called a whip. That's the cheap one. I'm going to show you that. Bear with me, I got to get it out. Okay, this is a whip right here. Let me turn this around so I can make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, this is a whip, right? So if I turn this way, the cassette turns with it. We need the cassette to stay still. So with the whip, you put the whip around the cassette, and now we have the leverage to remove the lock ring. You could probably make your own whip with a piece of chain, or like I said, you could wrap a piece of chain around here and put the chain in the vise. Now Park makes this tool, and this tool makes it way easier. See, it's like a big pair of pliers with bike chain on it. It's pretty crazy. What the hell is going on here on my cell phone screen? Okay. I had this thing up, like, you know when you're doing like Instagram, there's like all sorts of filters. I actually have like a filter thing on YouTube, and it came up. Like I could do that, I could do that. Pretty dumb. I don't really have any interest in that. So anyway, we would hold this still with this, and we would use the other tool to loosen up the lock ring. You're gonna hear that kind of clicking noise. Now we got our lock ring off, and watch what happens. The whole freaking cassette falls apart. Isn't that awesome? So we're gonna hold it together as best possible. And we are going to simply remove the dork disc. And that is how you change a cassette. That is how you remove a dork disc. And now, hopefully we can get this all back together. Now, Shimano and SRAM are a little bit different. Like if you have a SRAM type cassette, you're actually going to keep turning that lock ring and it's going to pull the cassette off. With Shimano, there's like one specific position where you can push the cassette back on. And yeah, that's pretty much what you just saw there. So, this goes right here. And then this goes, I gotta get it. I gotta turn it till it gets to the right spot. I could probably just look at the back. Oh, there's the little 11 tooth. There we go. Now we put the lock ring back on. Now it says to tighten it to 40 Newton meters. You know what that means? It means tighten it a freaking lot. What about a box cassette? So a box cassette works just like Shimano. So a box cassette, oh crap. I could put a 46 tooth box cassette on here. I could put a box one on the fat bike, put a single speed chainring up at the front, and I could go 30-46, and then it'll be super low gear. That's a really good idea. I have everything here that I could do that with. I'm not going to do it right now because that's too complicated to do during a live stream, but I might do that. I'm almost definitely going to do that. But let me show you guys a box cassette anyway. That was a really good question, Hertz Gaming. So as you can see, cooler looking lock ring, way big. Look at the size of this cassette. So that's going to give you super low gearing. It goes down, the smallest is a 13, and then the biggest is a 46. So yeah, that goes down pretty freaking low. And yeah, it's like a Shimano cassette. It fits on the same types of cassette hubs as Shimano would. So if you have a SRAM cassette hub, you actually need to switch out a part in order to make it work. But yeah, that is how to remove the friggin' dork disc off a bike. Now the other way you can do it is you can wrestle with the dork disc for like a half hour with like a cutter through the wheel and probably mar up your spokes and stuff. That's always fun. But yeah. So, okay, now I gotta tighten this back down, and like I said, 40 Newton meters. 40 Newton meters is a lot. That's really tight. That's like 8 times as tight as you would make like the bolt on your like brake lever. Okay. And that's it. Beautiful. No dork disc. But I think I'm gonna turn this into a box 1x11 before I hit the trails. That would be really cool. Wow, this bike's got some serious disc brakes too. Move the tripod. What is this, a 180? Yeah, this is a 180. Oh, So guys, check that. You guys are gonna make fun of me. Well, some of you guys are gonna make fun of me when I show you this. So, a lot of you guys have been telling me to get a downhill bike, and I keep saying no. And I keep taking my trail bike to downhill parks, and of course, I'm putting tons of wear on my my trail bike, and I'm being stubborn. I really like riding my trail bike at downhill parks. I like to take everything I learn at downhill parks back home with me to the trails. And all you guys keep telling me to get downhill bikes because, of course, downhill bikes are built for the task. This is almost like proving you guys right who want me to get a downhill bike. I bought a... I haven't installed it yet. 200 millimeter disc for my trail bike and a adapter for it. So I'm gonna experiment with this 200 millimeter disc on my trail bike, because when I'm at downhill parks, I'm just like, you know what it's like. I mean, you know, you're freaking burning up the brakes. So I wanted a little bit more braking power. And in all fairness, trails that I pedal up to, I'm going really, really fast, and I need a lot of braking power. I mean, you guys saw in the last video what I do, and yeah, this is like, you can laugh. It's stupid to put a 200 millimeter disc on a trail bike, but I mean, screw it. Like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So, I'm gonna do it. I got everything here for it, and it's gonna look freaking awesome. It's gonna be big and gnarly, and everybody's gonna be like, this guy's out of his mind. So, what do you guys think? Let me go into the chat here. I love big brakes. That's mental. 203 on your hardtail? Hell yeah! Yeah, it's a 203. I call it a 200, but it's a 203. It's like a freaking it's like a frisbee. Hell yeah. Lots of love on the 200 millimeter disc. So, in the interest of stretching out this live stream just a little bit longer, because got some very generous super chats and I want to show you all some love. I have something else we can do, is we can really take a close look at the single speed hardtail, which that video is blowing up right now. Like, you guys love it. So I'm going to put the single speed hardtail up on the bench, and we can take a look at it, and I can answer some questions about it, because we got a lot of people that really had no interest in single speed bikes, and since they saw the video, they're like, holy crap, I want to do this. What did you use? What was the part? All that stuff. And I want to make sure that, I don't know where the hell all this stuff goes. If I don't put stuff away as I'm working, I get flustered. Alexander will tell you I'm crazy about keeping my shop organized. Okay, let's get it up here. Put this big freaking filthy ass bike up here. All right, there we go. We got it up here. All right. Draw the tools locations. That's a good idea, right? I've seen a lot of shops that do that. They put an outline around every tool on the pegboard. So let's start over here at the drivetrain. A lot of people were asking questions about this. So only a few people in the comments really realized how rare it is that everything just fits like this. It's like literally you take one of these links out, or even you put in a half link, and the whole thing gets thrown off. Like the chain's too loose or it's too tight to be able to be installed on the bike. Like, you have no idea how lucky I got just being able to set the size of the chain like this. That doesn't happen. So this is a 16 tooth in the rear, and this is a 32 tooth in the front. Now, I could go up or down 2 teeth, and I would be able to take out a link and it would actually work. So here, let's see, can I get the camera in there? So you see where, remember when I took off the cassette to take off that dork disc, there was just that big spline? These spacers go on there, and then this goes in the middle. And what you can do is you can look down the back of the bike, and you can get the chain line straight by putting the spacers on this side or this side. So you make sure that the chain line is straight towards the front of that chain ring. Now, the way that a proper chain tensioner works on a single speed is it attaches to where the derailleur hanger is. It threads in here. And then you have a little jockey wheel that goes up there with a spring and puts tension on the chain. Now, the one that I bought, the one that, I don't have it in front of me right now, but the one that was going to attach here, and it goes up this way, that's not a proper single-speed chain tensioner, but I was going to make it work. I just thought it would look a little bit cleaner. So that's really how a single-speed works. You get this little conversion kit, you take your cassette off, you put in these spacers, you get the chain line straight, and then you install a chain tensioner, and the chain tensioner has a little jockey wheel, pushes up on the chain, and it keeps it tight. Actually, it pushes down on the chain right there, and it keeps it tight. As for the rest of this bike, so a lot of people said, hey, why did you keep the dropper post? Why is the derailleur hanger still on the bike? So the derailleur hanger is still on the bike because the derailleur hanger actually has a piece that the wheel settles into, so it has to be on here for the wheel to be on. But I could cut it right here and file it and just make it look a little bit better. But yeah. So, a lot of people ask, why did I leave the dropper post on the bike? And the reason I left the dropper post on the bike is because if I had a normal seat post on there, first of all, this dropper post barely weighs more than a normal seat post that I had. I weighed them. It was like a difference of grams. It wasn't even like a big deal. This dropper post is slammed. It's all the way down and popped up as my full ride height. It's perfect. It's internally routed. It goes through there. It doesn't really have any impact on making the bike less simple. It's I think it's very clean. So I left it there, and when I took it out on the trail, it was kind of nice to be able to just stand up and pedal or pop the dropper post and be able to sit and spin. Up here, I've got some kind of wide race face bars. I think I have them at about 765 right now. And then what else did I change? Oh, I put these box carbon wheels on there because I didn't want to use a box carbon wheel set on this bike, but now looking back on it, this is like probably now one of my most important bikes. I'm going to be taking this everywhere, so I don't mind using a wheel set on it for sure. 180 mil disc in the front, 160 mil disc in the back. This was never meant to be like a crazy downhill machine. And this WTB Trail Boss was something that I got from REI. It was like the only store I could find anything at Sunday, Christmas Eve. Over here in the, oh yeah, and we do have an IFHT sticker on there. And look who else is there. Brian. Hey Shane, thank you. Hey Seth, 650B or 29ER, trying to decide. You should demo some bikes and see what you like, honestly. Me personally, I like 27.5. I'm a really small person. I'm a really, really small person. Even a small bike, there'll be like a size range. Like they'll say, okay, this bike is made for somebody 5'4" to 5'7". I'm on the absolute lower end of that. I'm 5'4". Let me just confirm that. I have sneakers on right now. Yeah, I'm definitely 5'4". So yeah, I'm on the lower end of even small bikes. So the last thing I want to do is add more ground clearance, more length to the bike, and just make the bike. I'm a Type A rider. I like to throw bikes around. So I go 27.5. Now, if I was racing and I was just trying to clear ground as fast as possible, and maybe if I found that a 29er allowed me to clear terrain faster, then I would go with it. But I'm all about just having fun on the bike, and I want something that I can throw around the easiest. And in all the demos that I've done, I can always throw a 27.5 around easier. So I choose 27.5 or 650B. Best helmet for a beginner. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head. I guess I'll give you one piece of advice if you're a beginner who wants to get a helmet. Spend about 50 or 60 bucks on one. A $30 helmet, which is where that's pretty much where you're gonna find like at the absolute entry level. It's gonna be uncomfortable. The straps aren't gonna lie flat in your face. You're gonna hate wearing it. You're not gonna want to go bike riding. $50 or $60 helmet is gonna be a lot more comfortable. Cover shot. Thank you very much. Thanks for the $2. What was your first mountain bike? It was a red Giant Commotion, like in 1990. So it was made by Giant, and it was called a Commotion, and it was red, and it had all those like teal and green like 80s flaky things on it. It was pretty cool. Do you read DMs? No. I don't read direct messages. I get so many messages per day. I get tons of Patreon messages. I get hundreds of emails. I don't read Instagram messages. I don't most of my emails I can't even read. I have to go through and just get to the ones where I'm actually communicating with people, and a lot of the times I can't get back to people with email. Let's see. Somebody's first bike was a red Giant Talon. That's pretty close. And somebody asked me what got me into working on cars. I worked at a shop that did remote car starter installations, GPS tracking systems, backup cameras. We did work for dealerships, and I started as a technician there because I learned how to do all that stuff at Best Buy. So I started as a technician working on cars, and then I ended up doing all their advertising and just basically working next to the boss, doing administrative stuff. So, but I went out into the field. Like, I'd go to places that had like a fleet of trucks, and they would install these tracking systems so that the boss could sit in the office and see on a map where all the trucks would be. So I'd go out there on a Saturday when the place was closed. There'd be like 50 trucks out there, and I'd have to go into every single one of them and install this tracking system. And sometimes, I get done with 20 in a day, sometimes 25 in a day, come back the next day and do the rest of them. You have to solder all the wires, you have to bury the antenna, you have to, mount it behind the dashboard, and as a result, I've learned a pretty good deal about wiring in cars. Best tires, Maxxis Minions. Well, I guess it depends on what you're doing, though. If you're an XC rider, you wouldn't like that. Why is it called a dork disc? Okay, that's a good question. So it's actually a spoke protector, but the reason people call it a dork disc is, and there's something else that people call it. What else do they call it besides a dork disc? I don't know, but yeah, the reason that people call it a dork disc is because it looks dorky. Like, if you have one, it's because you didn't take your dork disc off. I don't know. I mean, I don't care if somebody has a dork disc on, but I guess in some circles it's like, if you have this thing on, you're not cool. Love from UK and favorite beer from Hertz Gaming. My favorite beer is Modelo Especial. I don't do that craft beer nonsense. Although this is probably some kind of a craft beer. I don't mind this. This is New Belgium accumulation. It's a white India Pale Ale, and unlike other pale ales, it doesn't taste like garbage. It's pretty good. But yeah, I'm not a fancy beer person. Did I ever race XC or DH? Nope, never raced. I've followed a lot of racers, but I've never raced. What else do we have here in the main chat? How much is that bike worth? I don't know. if you were to buy all the parts new, I guess something like this would be maybe a little under $3,000. It'd be between $2,000 and $3,000 if you counted, maybe a little more than that if you count the carbon rims. But you get a bike like this without carbon rims for a lot less. Does Box sponsor me? No, I just put their banner up in my shop for no reason. Yes, I'm sponsored by Box, I'm sponsored by Slime, and I'm sponsored by Diamondback. They all help support the channel. If YouTube were to just demonetize every single one of my videos, I could thank these guys and my patrons for making it so that the next week I would still be posting a video. I wouldn't be out looking for a job. So I have a lot of different revenue streams in this channel so that I can continue to do this, so that I can raise a family and I can do this as a career, rather than just something that could be kind of gone in an instant. So yeah, I'm sponsored by Box, Diamondback, and Slime, and of course my patrons. Can I make a jersey? Jerseys are going to be available this spring. If you look on my website, you can actually pre-order the jersey. There's a little Seth's Bike Hacks logo right here. There's one on the sleeve. It's pretty damn cool. I would have to run upstairs to get one of the samples to show you, but they're pretty cool and they're really comfortable. Let's see what else we got here. Planning on kids soon? Yeah, we would definitely like to have kids. And that would be interesting. Let's see here. Oh, going so fast I can't read anything. Can't read anything. How old is Drama? I think Drama's 8? 9? I don't know. He's an old pup. He still runs around like crazy though. Let's see here. The electric bike. So, funny story about that electric bike. I gave it to my grandpa. My grandpa's in his 80s, like mid to late 80s. He still rides bikes around. He's insane. And so I gave him that electric bike and he loves it because on a windy day, he can ride straight into the wind, he can whip around the neighborhood, he can still use a little bit of his power to get around. Freaking battery went on the thing and the company didn't do anything about it. So I'm glad I gave it like a pretty bad review. Matt Schaefer. I've traveled down to Asheville 4 times this year from Cincinnati. The amount of trails is crazy. What's your favorite local ride? A lot of you already know this. One of my favorite local rides, where is that thing? It's over here. Oh, here it is. Kitsuma. Kitsuma Trail is one of my favorite local rides. You start in the Old Fort picnic area and you climb a road climb. It's like maybe 1,000 feet on the road and then like another 600 feet on switchbacks. And it's just a screaming, crazy descent. There are a few chunky sections, a few rutted out sections, mostly smooth rollers that you can just get insane speed on. That's one of my favorite local rides. And then there's just all the classics that everybody knows about, like Lower Middle Black, Sycamore, Big Rock, all the stuff out in Brevard. But Kitsuma is probably my favorite just because I ride it a lot. It's quiet during the week. I can go out there and get in some miles and not really run into too many people. Let's see here. How do you get sponsors? The Real Supergirl asks, how did you get sponsors? Mostly sponsors come to me. Once you get a big audience, sponsors, they want you to be able to influence that audience, and they want somebody to sponsor that sort of reflects their values. So either you reach out to the sponsor and you say, hey, would you like to sponsor me? Or the sponsor will reach out to you and say, hey, we want to sponsor you. Then you guys decide whether you're a good fit. Do you have the same values? Or is the stuff that the sponsor sells relevant to your audience? What's the sponsorship deal gonna be? I basically like write my own contracts and make my own deals and everything. I had a company before this, so I get a lot of influence from that. It's just like any other business deal, you know? Sometimes the customer going to the client, sometimes the client going to the customer, and they both have to agree on something that's mutually beneficial, and it has to make sense, and it has to be ethical, and everybody has to gain from it. And that's pretty much how sponsorships work. What will you get for Christmas? I got this friggin' awesome plasma cut sign of Kitsuma and all that other stuff that I showed you guys at the beginning of the live chat. Cards and sent me some sweet winter gloves, which is awesome because my hands have been freezing freaking off lately. Where's the Trek 4900? It's up in Rochester with my younger sister. And fork you're using on the single speed. Why change from Fox? So the main reason that I changed from the Fox never felt, I always liked my Pike a lot better than I liked my Fox for the 34. I liked the way that it felt, and I had that ramp control module in it, which I think helps a little bit. But the main reason that I changed it is because it had more travel. So the Fox 34 was 140 millimeters, the Pike was 150 millimeters, and I wanted to make this hardtail something special. I wanted it to be belligerent. I wanted it to be slacker. So that's why I put that 150 millimeter fork in it. Can you make more BMX videos, please? How about this? How about I do BMX stuff on this thing? Go to the skate park, and how about I do a video on things you can practice in a skate park on a hardtail? That seems more up the alley of more of my audience. You know, I know a lot of you guys do BMX ride, but I think a lot of this stuff translates well to BMX. So that might be the way to go. And yeah, Phil just got a BMX, so when Phil gets done with school and he starts making more videos again, maybe me and him will go to a skate park or stay overnight at Woodward or something. Somebody's asking for the old fork. I'm already giving it to one of my patrons, a kid who needs to upgrade his bike. Let's see here. Going so fast, going so fast. Greetings from Poland. Sweet. Sea Otter Classic, I'm going to be at the Sea Otter on behalf of Box. So I will be at the Sea Otter. You can come say hi at the Box tent. Bike hacks, I'm going to do more bike hacks videos. I didn't name Drama, my wife named Drama. She had him before I met her. How many sponsors do you have? I have 4 sponsors. Well, thousands if you count every single patron, but all my patrons I count sort of as one sponsor. Then I have Diamondback, Slime, and Box. And they keep the channel. And by the way, most sponsors are sponsoring a racer or somebody that wins races for them, basically. I'm not a racer. I don't really ride for these companies. They're sponsoring my channel. The deal is they sponsor the shop and they keep the channel running. And so it's a little bit different than what you would see for, like, let's say a pro downhiller or something. Tell Diamondback to sell their bikes in the UK. I'm sure they would love to. Brian McCrae, the recent single speed episode, I have a Softail from DeKerf. Will that chain tension allow me to convert that to a single speed? So I've never converted a full suspension bike to a single speed, and I don't know, because every time you compress, there's different tension. I don't think that a single speed full suspension bike would be as good as a single speed hardtail. Maybe I'll try it one day for fun, just to see how it works, but yeah, it's not going to work as nice as on a hardtail. So to answer your question, it would allow you to convert that to a single speed, but it's going to be miserable to ride because every time you pedal, it's going to compress and you're going to have to put down serious torque to get up those hills. And so that's just why hardtails work better as single speeds. Thank you, Brian McRae. JTothada06. Besides Pink Bike, where else can I buy used forks or wheels? I just got a Mission frame from a friend and the parts are expensive new. Yeah, they are. eBay is one place you could go. Craigslist, that depends on where you live. Like if you're in the middle of nowhere, you're probably not gonna find like a nice suspension fork on Craigslist. If you live in Boulder, then maybe you'll find a suspension fork. But yeah, it's probably gonna be Pink Bike and eBay. Parts are expensive. They are. Yeah. Can you make dirt jumps in Berm Creek? So I've explored the possibility of this. I've stared at it for like hours. It's just, I might be able to make some kind of a hip jump, but the problem with dirt jumps, Berm Creek probably looks a lot bigger on video than it actually is. It's super small. And I've had people come down there and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe how small this is. There's just not enough room for a dirt jump. In order to build dirt jumps in Berm Creek, I would have to build enormous berms right after them to take up the speed. And I'm not gonna live in this house forever. That's a huge project. With just me and a shovel, it's not gonna happen. So I'm definitely gonna build some more stuff in Berm Creek, probably North Shore stuff like skinnies and bridges and stuff like that, because I think that would be easier for me to take down when I move, and I think it would also be more fun to ride in such a small area. Have you considered taking the dropper off the sinker? So I talked about this before. I have considered it, but it fits so perfectly. I mean, it's slammed. It's completely slammed down, and when it's popped up, it's at my full ride height. So it's actually less bulky than having a quick release there and a seat post and having to move it up and down each time. I just have this little switch and I can move it up and down. So I don't really think it takes away from the single speed experience. Liam Mitchell says to skull the beer. So just take the beer straight to the dome. Yeah, I have not drank much of this beer through this entire live stream. I've had that much of it. So I'll speed it up a little bit. Okay, here's another question from the super chat, from the main chat, and I got this question a lot in the main chat of my single speed video. You guys are asking, isn't this just a dirt jumper? So a dirt jumper frame has a little bit different geometry. It's also going to have stiffer, shorter travel forks. It's also going to have slotted dropouts to adjust the chain tension. And most dirt jumpers are 26-inch, not 27.5. So this is actually different from a dirt jumper in many, many ways. But let's face it, I can do a lot of the same things that I can on a dirt jumper on this guy right here. So, let's see here. Brian McRae, soft tails aren't full suspension. The chain stays flex, and there's a small 1-inch suspension, so no pivots. I know the type of bike you're talking about, but I didn't think in a million years that you had one because I don't really see those very often. Yeah, you could make one of those into a single speed, no problem. You could just put a chain tensioner on it just like a hardtail because it only flexes a little bit. The Builder 3R, keep up the good work. Thank you. Daily MTB Rider, great single speed build, Seth. Love the channel. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. Can you do 360 off Berm Creek? I guess you are referring to the North Shore drop. That North Shore drop is sketchy to send even without doing a 360. Just sending it normal is sketchy. It's not very steep. It's a really long drop. And it's a little off camber. There's no freaking way I'm 360ing that drop. It's just too sketchy, man. Eat more tacos. Done. Let's see here. Get another Frenchie. Oh yeah, you sound like my wife. How tall are you? 5'4". Somebody keeps asking, are Mongoose bikes any good? It depends on where you live. In the United States, it's a Walmart brand. It's a department store brand. In Europe, it seems like they make really high-end bikes. My favorite, end of story, favorite rider, Chris Craig, rides for Mongoose. So it depends on where you are. Some brands are different in different countries. Let's see here. See, maybe we'll wrap it up here. Oh man, the chat is going so fast. Going so fast. Lots of smashes. Man, everybody's using Smash now. I saw a lot of other YouTubers saying Smash. Not just Smash, because everybody said Smash and, you know, H3 with the smash that like button, but Smash, that's me and Alex, and everybody else is welcome to continue using it, but, oh, look at who it is. Look at who it is. Look, he's going crazy. What happened, buddy? Oh, guys, he's going out of his mind. Hold on. Let's see. Go get it. I'm gonna get you. Oh, buddy. Drama goes crazy. He goes nuts. He's happy to see me. He hasn't seen me in like an hour. Drums, you're a good pup. You're a good pup. Everybody loves you. So I say that's a pretty good way to leave off, guys. With Drama just going crazy here in the shop. You want a treat, buddy? All right. Thanks to everybody who left super chats today. Thanks to everybody in the main chat who asked relevant questions. And thanks for joining me and building this fat bike today. And if you haven't seen the single speed video yet, check it out. And thanks for riding with me today. I'll see you next time.